again. I'm so glad that you could join me today, and I hope that you have a very good day. Yesterday we had a look at a Bible passage in the Gospel of Luke. We read in chapter 17, or we looked at the contents of chapter 17 from verse 20 onwards to the end of the chapter. And we read there that there's some drastic times are going to come upon us. It begins with the Pharisees, this Jewish sect, asking Jesus, when is this kingdom going to come? The kingdom that he was talking about. And Jesus said the kingdom of God will come. Not, you won't be able to say it's here or it's there, but it's actually in you. It's within you. We are in the Ukraine, by the way, and it's quite noisy tonight, but don't be disturbed by that. Anyway, this kingdom of God is in us, and Jesus explains the kingdom of God has come, but it will come in all its fullness. Then we read through that, or we looked through the contents of this passage, and I'll write it down below again in the information to this clip if you want to look at it, and some other Bible verses that are quite interesting and important as we are thinking about this theme. He talks about the drastic times that will come. It was as in the days of Noah, and then it's as in the days of Sodom and Gomorrah when God destroyed two cities. And maybe tomorrow we can talk about the reason why he destroyed these cities. But there's 4 people who managed to escape. God provided a way of escape. And in this passage, we looked at these words, remember Lot's wife. Well, I told you as well that there's 170 women are mentioned in the Bible. Many godly women, many women who live with God and experience mighty things. But here Jesus said, remember Lot's wife. We don't even know her name. Her name is not recorded. But he says, remember, think about her. And what did she do? As they left the city of Sodom that was being destroyed, she turned around, she looked back, and she was transformed into a pillar of salt. This is a very dramatic Old Testament story. But you know, there's nothing back there for us. Our future is forwards. The provision of God lies before us. The way ahead is before us. We have not lost anything. We can forget that what is behind, and that's what Paul says in another passage. I forget what is behind, and I strain forward to the prize that's in Jesus Christ. So I want to encourage you with this little clip that we look forward, that we move forward, that we don't look back. Now, in the New Testament, we have a letter called the letter to the Hebrews. It's to Jewish Christians or to Jewish people who are following Jesus. And when they first became believers, they were very excited about their faith. And it cost them a lot. They suffered. They were ostracized from the community. Some of them lost their houses, they lost their possessions, they lost their property, and they suffered dearly for their newfound faith in Jesus Christ. And they love Jesus and they walk with him, but as time goes on, it seems like nothing is happening, and it's the same old thing day in, day out. And the Jewish friends, they were enjoying life, and they were going through the Jewish celebrations, and it seemed like they were having a good time. And these people to whom this letter is written, they were tempted also to go back. Look, the temple is still there. We can still celebrate the great feasts on the Jewish calendar. Instead of just meeting with a couple of people in a house group. It seemed that old life had much more to offer than the new that they were now in. And that's why the writer to the Hebrews, he tells them not to throw away their confidence, not to throw away their hope. Hope is that which lies in front of us. And actually hope in the book of Hebrews, hope is defined as being a sure anchor to the soul that holds us, that we can hold on to when times are getting difficulties. So don't throw away your confidence. Keep hold of it, because it has a great reward. You see, after we've done the will of God, we will get the reward of his promise. This is so good. And the writer to the Hebrews, he's telling them, he's saying, don't look back. Don't turn back. There's nothing back there. We are going forward with Jesus. That's where our hope is. It's forward in the new things that God has got ready for us. And in these days, when we might be getting a little bit tired and our faith is starting to shake a little bit because of all the crises that are pouring in over this world, because of all the difficulties that maybe you're going through. And I don't know whether I mentioned it, but we as a family, we've gone through a lot of difficulties in this year. This year was full of challenges upon challenges. And I won't tell you, otherwise you'll all start crying if you hear that. But we're not going back. We're going on. We're moving on. We've got a promise ahead of us, and we're just all looking forward to that. And what Jesus is talking about in Luke chapter 17 is that there will be an end to all of this trouble that we're going through. There will be an end to this world as we know it. So, get ready. Get ready, because things will not continue as they always have continued. So don't throw away your confidence, but just get a hold of it with both hands. Keep a hold of this hope, because that is a sure and safe anchor that will steady us in these difficult times. God bless you, and I hope to see you again tomorrow. You're Bob Hatton.